lawful wedded husband.
To be my...
Barbara not Barbara Jean's heart. With a tramp like you?
Well, I know it hurts being third rate, but aren't you accustomed to it yet?
Oh, Robin, I see you. I myself the slut of Springfield!
Son of a bitch in heat.
I found out myself what love is all about.
Hey everybody, it's me, Nikki. Hey everybody, we're here to talk about what them soaps. But before we get into all of that, don't forget to turn on the notification bell after you hit the subscription button and check the description box down below for all the great things I can share with y'all about how to contact me from business or follow me on different social media sites. But with that being said, let's get into the soaps. Okay, this is GH General Hospital. I told my friends because they asked me, I told them, well, they didn't ask me. I told them because they were like, oh, you're, watching soaps. I was like, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. More power to the people who could do it. But if I watched all the soaps and reviewed them, nobody would ever hear from me again because Young and the Restless comes on at 11, Bold and the Beautiful at 12, GH at 1. And if I'm going to go back and watch all of, to recap Days of Our Lives, I'm going back seasons to watch and catch up on all the storylines. Okay, I do my best to catch them and try to keep up. Not all the time, but sometime. But I'm diehard GH. So we about to get into it. Girl, it's gonna get messy. So where can we take this? Okay, let's talk Molly and TJ. Molly come home. TJ's like, oh, you're home late. And she's like, oh yeah, I ran into some traffic. This happened, that happened. I was at work. And he was like, you're making excuses. And Molly was like, do you think I would willingly stay at the office and lie about that to not come home? I'm like, TJ, what? Really? You think people are just going to lie about staying in the office and doing all that stuff because they want to lie to your face so they don't have to come home? Ain't nobody about to do that. Why would I take on extra work not to come home? So he basically, after gaslight, manipulating, hoodwink, bamboozled, and did all that stuff to her about, oh, Christina's this and Christina's that, and you wanted her to be our surrogate because you wanted to have a connection to the baby. All these things. He apologizes and she was like, oh no, you were right. And it's just like, no, you were right. No, you were right. And I'm like, y'all getting on my nerves. Now I saw a lot of people on Twitter like, when is they gonna show us some chemistry? When is they gonna give us something? And at some point after she just sat up here and cried because now she's worried about Christina keeping the baby. And then she's like, oh, you know what? Why am I worried about that? She'll never keep the baby because she never wanted to be a mother. She wasn't looking to be a mother. She's in a new relationship, this, that, and the third. And it's just like, really? Because at this point, Christina and Blaze have talked about a possibility of what if the baby had been theirs. And honestly, y'all are giving Christina all the ammunition she needs to keep the baby because y'all done set up here and got into a bad argument. And then you done went down there crying to her and Blaze about the possibility of you and TJ breaking up and what that could be, to the point where Christina done went down to your mama to get some resources on what her rights are because y'all sitting up here arguing and can't get on the same page. So after they have this long ass discussion about absolutely nothing and got their lives in order, they decided to get busy on the couch, just like Anna decided to get busy with what that man name is, Valentine, on the couch. And I said, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. So then we get down to Christina. She went down to the coffee shop, where Sonny's offices and everything. Y'all know it's got a kitchen and all that great stuff. And she brought him a gift because he brought her a gift the last time he came by to see her. What is the gift? Organic, locally grown garlic. And I'm like, you know what? Garlic is expensive. Go ahead and hand that garlic over to me, Miss Girl. I can make some things happen. I can make some shit shake with that garlic. Anyway, she hands over the garlic, and here's like a gift to you. And he was like, oh, he's just so happy to see her. They're talking. Blaze is supposed to be coming down there and meet her because they're going for dinner. But Blaze come up there with Natalia, and I said, oh hell, here go the phobe. I like Eva LaRue. I truly do. My auntie actually has signed an autograph from Eva LaRue, and the man who played Edmund Gray, because they were a couple in real life, but then they were also married when they were on All My Children. Their characters were married together, and they had came down to the casino here for, I think, like a soap fest or something like that. And my auntie has two like she has his autograph and then she has her autograph. But I love me some Eva LaRue. Okay, I also liked her when she was on CSI Miami. Okay, she was getting the girls together down there, but she plays a phobe, and that's not good for me and my people. But all right, so Blaze and Natalia show up, and Blaze and Christina is supposed to be going out to dinner, but Sunny's like, I can make dinner if y'all want to have dinner. And Christina was like, listen, no. Christina was like, oh no. She's on the fence, but Blaze was like, I'm cool with it if you cool with it. She's like, cool, we'll have dinner. So him and Natalia cook some pesto and everything, and they're down there having a little family dinner, and they're talking and they're sharing stories and they're having a good time. And in walks Ava. Baby Ava came through. And she was like, oh, I was going to come and see if you wanted to have dinner, but, I could grab me a chair and sit down, pull up a chair, get me a plate and everything. And Christina was like, hell no, I'm not sitting down breaking bread with this one over here. She didn't say all that, but it was like the energy she was giving. And Sunny's confused on what's going on. Natalia's confused on what's going on. I think Blaze was not confused because she already knew what was going on. So she was like, I'm not breaking bread with somebody who did X, Y, and Z to my mama. And Sunny was like, what y'all talking about? And Ava said it's not that simple. And Sunny's like, what y'all talking about? Christina said, you want to tell him or should I? And Ava said to Sunny, if you want to know the real story, I'll be at home. You come ask me about it. So when she leaves, Christina breaks it down. Ava is the one who sent the people or said something, filed the complaint against Alexis to have her disbarred and have her license taken. The only reason why Alexis found out that it was Ava, and Ava, she was like, you didn't even have enough guts and glory. I'm going to just say it. You wasn't giving big fallopian, big ovary energy. You wasn't giving, I'm a bad bitch energy to do it like you did it anonymous. So it's like, Ava, for real, like to be the real Ava, to really do it like you would, we know you would do it, you would put your name on it. Put a name on it, she would put her name on it. So Ava sent this, she runs it down. Like, Ava did this, Ava did that. My mom had her license taken away, and the only reason why she found out that Ava was the one who did what she did and helping getting her license taken away was because she was going through the process. And at the end of the day, yes, Alexis did perjure herself, but this was like a medical thing. She didn't perjure herself in a court of law. She could have had her license suspended for 2 years, and that could have, she could have went back and did everything she needed to do to get her license back after it was suspended. But to disbar her over that, oh yeah, that top tier BS it was. So Natalia is praising her because she was like, listen, I would hope my daughter would go hard for me like you went hard for your mama. So now she's starting to like Christina even more. But then we're going to run into a problem because obviously Ava has that recording of her being a phobe. So boom, we got issues. We got action. Okay, let's take it. Carly and Jagger are still talking and they're toasting, and he's like, hopefully I get my people. And not Christina, Carly's like, how long are you gonna be here? And he's like, oh, I'm not gonna be here that long, like to the end of the week. And she's like, cool. And by the time he leaves, he was like, I feel like my luck is changing. And she was like, and you don't even know what it's about to hit you. Now Carly is scheming, plotting, and scamming because Sam and Spinelli got that recording. Sam took her. I'ma just say it. Sam, it wasn't giving what it's supposed to give. You went down there and did the opposite of what we told you to do. We told you to go confront Jason. You went down there and confronted Carly. Now Carly's plotting, scheming, and scamming, and we're about to have big issues. We're not about to have big fun in Baltimore. We're about to have big issues in Port Charles. I said it on my review for that I did Friday's episode. It's already been uploaded. I said it. Y'all going to jail. And I'm gonna say it here again. Y'all are going to jail. Every time she starts to plot, scam, and scheme, we all end up in a jacked up situation. Like I'm on the show. Y'all going to jail. Y'all going to jail. So Spinelli comes down there and, he like, did he try anything with you? Because she was like, Jagger was just here. He brought champagne. And he was like, did he try anything with you? Did he try to hurt you? And da-da-da. He running it down. Carly's like, no. Because he had tried something, I would have had a reason to stab his motherfucking ass. And Carly is like, listen, We about to dead this whole situation. We about to end this situation. We about to put it to motherfucking rest. Cause I'm about to go turn myself in. Spelling like what? She was like, yes, I'm gonna go turn myself in. For the past 2 years, for the past 2 years, he he hasn't been able to be with Jake and Danny. He hasn't had to been able to spend time with you, his family, his other friends. None of that. She really like to add insult to injury. She really could have just been like, he also didn't even get to see where him and Britt could have like what him and Britt really could have been or where they could have gone because he been gone for 2 years and Britt had died. Like that's also an insult to injury at that too. So Carly is reading her own self. Like I guess whatever Sam said to her made her feel on top of the fact that Jason is her best friend, and she's like, for 2 years, he went and did what he did for the FBI to protect me when he could have been with his children and ran down everybody who loved him and all his friends he could have been with. And she was like, I'm gonna turn myself in. And Spinelli was like, well, what about Donna? You have children too. And she was like, my child is not any more important than his children are as well. As in, he has children, I have children. I love my children, I love his children. But at the end of the day, me doing what I did took him away from his kids. So you're telling me that it is okay for him to be taken away from his kids because of something I did, but now I can't be taken away from mine to protect him. And it's not like Donna won't have anybody to protect her. She has Michael would be willing to take her in. She has Sonny. I mean, Ava would be willing to become a step parent in order just to, rub it in Carly's face that, oh, I'm raising your kid just like you raised mine. Like, Donna has options of people who could take care of her. Donna could legit go live with Lucas if it came down to it. At the end of the day, she wants to make it right. She wants to go tell on herself she want to get locked up because her friend shouldn't have been away from his children that long. So Spinelli is sitting up here talking her out of it because also, while she's like, she's pissed at Jagger, she's also pissed at Jason because how dare you make this decision to protect me when you have so many more other things that you have going on that are so much more important than me, your children. Hi, hello. And I remember like seeing this on Twitter. Everybody was like, oh, it's a whole thing of Carly don't care about his kids. Carly don't care about his children. Carly don't care about his children. And it was like, that's not the case. That is not the case. Everybody keeps saying, oh, Carly don't care about Jason's kids. And it's just like, no. Carly's always cared about Jason's kids. She's always loved Jason's kids. What she does not care about and she can't get with is the choice of mothers for the children. Like, that's the thing. She hasn't cared about the choices he's made in the women he's had, like the women he's been with to create these children. Now, when it was Courtney, oh, she was all for it because she loved Courtney. Her and Courtney were good friends. And at the time, she was married to Sonny. So this is like, okay, this is his whole big thing. We're sister-in-laws. My husband and your husband are best friends. And I'm also best friend with your husband. And you're my best friend. So, our children are going to be raised together. She never saw it for Sam because, like I said, and I'll say it again, Sam loves to complain about Carly being first in her relationship, and she loves to complain about Jason always putting Carly first. But at the end of the day, your relationship started on the basis of putting Carly first and putting Carly's feelings first, because we're not going to forget that what you did when you came to town and how they had to lie to Carly about who your baby daddy was to keep her from going off the deep end. That's how your relationship started, and it was bound to end that way. But ultimately, it didn't really end that way. It ended because you had to put you and your children first, and you made that decision. He was okay with it. So we have that situation. And Carly was like, she's mad about, once again, she's mad at Jagger for blackmailing him and keeping him away from his children for 2 years and everybody else who loved him. Then she's mad at Jason for making that decision because at the end of the day, nobody's more important than your kids. And then she's like torn between like being like, oh my God, you made the ultimate sacrifice for me. And she's having all these swirls of emotions. What am I supposed to do? She wants to turn herself in. So Spinelli is like, you can't do that. You have to think about your daughter. And you have to think that he made the ultimate sacrifice for you because he loves you and you love him. And I would do the same for Maxie. And this, that, and the third. And everybody's like, see, Spinelli, stop talking her out of turning herself in. And I'm like, the only reason why Spinelli is talking herself out of turning herself in and going to jail, because he was like, it's going to just make what Jason did for the past few years obsolete. And I'm like, no, the reason he's doing all these things is because if Carly goes and turns herself in, then Jagger is going to want to know, why are you turning yourself in and how did you find out about this? Because he knows Jason was never going to tell Carly. So then he's going to do some digging and find out what Spinelli and Sam did. And then Spinelli and Sam are going to go to jail. That is why Spinelli was talking her out of this. Not because Spinelli was trying to be like, oh yeah, it was his ultimate sacrifice and he loves you so much. No. He was trying to talk her out of this so he won't go to prison. Like I said, y'all going to jail. Because she's plotting, planning, and scheming at this point. Y'all is going to go to jail. And then we got the grand resistance of this episode, this messy ass episode. And hopefully I get all this out to everybody before GH comes on. Hopefully I get done with the graphics and putting everything together and uploading it. So by the time GH is going on, this is either finished uploading or this is already up on YouTube, ready for y'all to watch. We get to the grand resistance of this messy ass episode. So Chase and Brooklyn and little baby Violet, they get down there to the Quartermains. Lois is waiting on them. Lois is like, we're gonna have a good time. We about to have a sleepover. We got that cookies, cake, ice cream. We about to watch some movies. We about to run around the halls. We about to be couch surfing like Julie Andrews up in the Princess Diaries 2. We about to have a good time. And Violet's just worried about her pappy. And Violet's like, I'm not hungry. My stomach hurt just a little bit. And okay, we're gonna go take care of the thing. We're gonna have a look, okay? So Chase turns to Yuri. Hey, Yuri, I want to see more of Yuri and Terry. What they got going on? Anyway, he tells Yuri, listen, I'm going to need you to go down there and tell the people down to the gate. I'm going to also let you know, lock the gate. Make sure my brother don't step on the premises because he is not allowed up here. Yuri's like, I got it. I'm going to take care of it. You got it. I got it. Chase is worried about everything, and he's worried about his brother, and he's worried about Violet, he's worried about all of this. And Lois talks him down, and she's like, listen, everything's going to be okay. We are doing this for Violet. We want to protect Finn. We want to help Finn, but ultimately, the person that needs to be helped, the person that needs to be protected is Violet, because Violet was standing over her father thinking that he died. Thinking that her father had just died, and it was her fault. She shouldn't feel that way. So Tracy finally got Finn's pissy, passed out, drunk self up. He didn't want to clean himself up in the bathroom. And he's yelling, where's my daughter? Where's my daughter? Where's my daughter? And Tracy had to get him together. Like, ultimately, Tracy had to get him together. Like, this is not about to happen. I got you a rehab room. I got you a room in a rehab facility reserved. You're going to go there. You're going to dry out. You're going to get your life in order. Okay? That's what we're going to do. You can't keep me away from my daughter. You can't keep me away from my daughter. And Tracy, ran it down to him. And he's just talking about, listen, this was the wake-up call I needed. I'm going to get clean up. I'm going to clean myself up. I'm going to clean this place up. And then I'm going to go and get Violet. And Tracy was like, no. Because ultimately, if this was the wake-up call you needed, you wouldn't be up here making excuses and switching up your story. First, it was a wake-up call, then it was accident, and then it was like, it was nothing to him. So Tracy was like, that's not going to happen. And when it comes down to it, because baby, she ate him up. Listen to her. She ate it up. She told him, if you don't go, I'm not going to have no choice but to use my vast resources to help Brooklyn and Chase get temporary or full custody of Violet because of what you got going on. On top of the fact that these little pictures of this whole scene, it's not going to help you. Okay, because he told her she was going to call the police, and she called his bluff and said, well, you could call them, but then I'm going to have to show them the pictures of the alcohol, the cut hand, the blood, the broken glasses, and you passed out pissy drunk. I'm going to have to do that. Do you want that to happen? No. But hear her eat him up. Hold on.
See, this is not a negotiation. If you want, to seek treatment. And if you can or won't completely commit yourself to your sobriety, I will have to use all of my resources to make sure that your brother in Brooklyn get custody of the temporary otherwise. I'm not doing this to you. This is about violent. It's about violent. It's violent. Until you understand, there's nothing left to say.
Okay, she had to let him know because he keeps saying, "Why is everyone doing this to me? Why is everyone doing this to me? Why is Portia doing this to me? Why is Terry doing this to me? Why is Elizabeth doing this to me? Why are Chase and Brooklyn and Tracy and anybody else doing this to me?" Ultimately, it's not about you anymore. Your daughter. It was about your daughter when it came to Elizabeth. Elizabeth still care about you as a person, and so does Chase and all of them. But then you have a 9-year-old who shouldn't have to be subjected to all of this. She does not want to go out and have fun with her friends or have a sleepover with her aunt and her uncle and anyone else because she's worried about you. She thought you died. She's standing over you thinking you died and it's all her fault and she's blaming herself for all of this. And everybody is worried about Violet. And all you can think about is me, 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 me when it comes down to the situation. You thought about you when you decided to have that drink and started to drink your grief away and spiral out of control. You were thinking about only you. You didn't think about your child. You didn't think about your child when you promised her you'd take her to the pool, and then it was passed out, pissy drunk on the couch and had forgotten about the fact that you told her you was going to take her to the pool. You didn't care about your child when you decided to come home after you decided to quit your motherfucking job because you wasn't thinking about her then, and you decided to quit your job, came home and decided to get pissy drunk and passed out listening to sad ass music. And you definitely wasn't thinking about her when you woke up coughing and gasping for air and went over there and took a swig of that tequila or that cheap ass tequila. Okay, it's really water, but you know that tequila, and cut your hand on broken glass and decide to pass out pissy drunk on the floor for her only to come home and find you what? Passed out pissy drunk. You didn't care about your child then. So now that you have sobered up just a little bit to be coherent and understand what is going on, now it's all about me, 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 me. But at the end of the day, it's about Violet and the fact that you put your child in danger. And now people are taking the right steps to protect her from you. And when I say they're taking the right steps to protect her from him, Chase called Diane. He ran everything down to Diane, and Diane was like, "Listen, we're gonna get I can get an emergency thing in front of a judge in the morning." So when Tracy pulls up with more Violet's things, because Yuri didn't help her get some of Violet's, because she got Violet's stuff together, and she took that up out the door when she left. Tracy was like, "He not getting better. He don't plan on getting better, and y'all about to gonna have to seek out a restraining order. Thank you, Diane, for being here. We gonna need a restraining order." And that's how we ended the episode. And I was like, "This is messy. This is very messy. Like, this is top tier mess." And ultimately, Finn did it to himself. But with that being said, that was it. That was all. I don't have no more to give y'all. That was it for them soaps. Please remember to hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell after you do the first step, and then always check the description box down below for some good stuff down there. And with that being said, I'll see y'all later. Bye.